Britain's wokest bank is at it again. NatWest not satisfied with debanking Nigel Farage for having the wrong political opinions and compiling a dossier on the poor guy that contained over 80 references to Brexit, they're now snooping on their own customers to find out how environmentally friendly they are. The new app that goes on your phone or computer and which is aimed at ordinary account holders will flag up the carbon footprint of every purchase. In the good old days, you got told off by your bank for going over your card limit or your overdraft. Now, if you have the cheek to buy too much red meat, take a trip in a gas-guzzling car, or God forbid, buy a flight to New York, there will be hell to pay. Now, this carbon footprint calculator is voluntary. It's just a suggestion. It might be nice if you did it. You'd be a better person and you will serve the common good. Think of other people. Where have we heard that before? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Do you remember those filthy muzzles that they made us wear during the pandemic, for which efficacy remains as elusive as a memorable James Blunt song? Well, at the start of the pandemic, it was just a suggestion to wear a mask. It might be a nice thing to do. But by the end, they were forcibly covering the faces of everyone, including children as young as 11 in the classroom. There are many parallels between the tyranny of the pandemic and debatable measures and the pursuit of net zero. In both cases, expensive, don't make a lot of sense, highly political, we're not allowed to debate it, and you're a bad person if you don't go along with it all. Whilst I'm concerned about climate change and want to clean up the planet and get carbon emissions down, it feels that measures to do so are like COVID, the sequel. Do what you're told, give up your freedoms, bankrupt the country, and a multi-billion-pound industry has the answer. For COVID, it was the pharmaceutical companies. For climate change, it's the green tech giants who will be the oil billionaires of the future, if they're not already. So this polite suggestion to track your carbon footprint may, on the face of it, be a lovely opportunity to just be more aware of the impact of your spending habits. But ultimately, this is born out of behavioural science, which was used and abused over the last 3 years. It's about nudging you into behaving differently. Now, again, there's no force, at least not yet, but they've got their foot in the door. At what point is this software going to be obligatory on your bank account? They just have to flick a switch, don't they? At what point, at the government's behest, do the banks slam carbon limits on your account? 2 ribeye steaks and a road trip to Morecambe, and you're maxed out of your carbon allowance. No more purchases until next week's rations become available. This is tyranny masked as empathy, an instruction cloaked as a suggestion, and further proof of what could happen if we lose cash altogether. Be under no doubt that global corporations and autocratic politicians, just as during the pandemic, have an ultimate goal, which is to control your life and dictate your actions and every movement. Don't let these utter bankers win. OK, folks, your reaction, mark@gbnews.com. I'll get to your email shortly. Here's what a NatWest spokesman has said. Customers tell us that they want to take action to live more sustainably and to save money at the same time on things like energy bills, but they don't always know where to begin. The carbon footprint tracker is an opt-in feature in our app that helps customers to see the carbon impact of their spending at an aggregated level and provides tips and suggestions to reduce this and to help them save money too.